Ms. Asha, thank you for joining us today on Zee Connect on our segment Her Story.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, as the name of the segment goes, Her Story, we are here to know your story, your journey, what has brought you to where you are today, your achievements. So let's get started with that. Tell us about your early life and your childhood, and what were the interests that shaped you into what you are today?
It's a long story then, because I'm 65 years old. So you're going to hear a story of several decades. I grew up in Bangalore. I studied there, and as you know, it's a city covered with trees. So I think I have a great fondness for greenery and green trees because I grew up under them. I married an Indian naval officer, so I traveled all around India. I have twin children who are 40 years old now, both residents of Dubai and married and working here.
Wonderful.
And I found that as a child, I had a very fulfilling, wonderful childhood and a great education that enabled me to go forward.
What is the one thing that you carried with yourself from childhood and you do it till date?
I think the one thing I learned as a child is to persevere, to have grit. And I think that is something I don't see much in the present day generation, because their focus is very short. I say that because I'm currently with Gen Alphas in the schools. And I see that the ability to see things through, see things once they've begun and to complete them is often very short-lived. But as a child, I learned to complete what I started. So whether it was Bharatanatyam, which I trained for almost 10 years, I learned to drive a car, I learned several skills only because I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I carry on today. And since I have more than 8,000 students in my care today, and I keep talking to students and to teachers and to parents, you can't see the impact of what you've done until you have given it some time.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's a very big difference you've pointed out in the previous generations versus the current. Tell me what your first job was like.
My first job was that of a teacher, and it was not because of choice. I can't say I was driven to teaching because I was passionate about teaching. I had twin children at that time, and the only thing that allowed me to work was something where I could take care of the two kids and the home front. You see, I'm a baby boomer generation.
Yeah.
So the expectation was you will manage your family, you'll manage your home and your children. So I took up teaching, and I went to a school which was just begun, and one of the alumni is Fahad Fasil, whom I taught several years ago. He was a grade 5 student of mine. It gave me the opportunity to contribute in several fields which I had a passion for, which I don't think I would have got if I had a corporate job.
So you wear multiple hats, that of a principal and a CEO. So tell me, how do you balance visionary leadership with day-to-day school responsibilities?
Fundamental thing I have learned over these years is that you've got to develop trust. The only way I can run such a big organization, this school operates in 2 physical campuses, 5,000 in one and 2,000 plus in this campus.
Yeah.
I'm able to do that only because I have competent people under me. And when you create that culture of trust and you allow for growth, it frees you up in fantastic ways to focus on the vision.
Wonderful. Tell me, you are also the first principal in the UAE who advocates climate change, and you're a climate change leader who's been certified by the United Nations. So tell me, what made you advocate for this cause?
When I was here in Dubai at that time, I heard that Kerala was experiencing these floods, which was unknown to me. I don't recall my grandparents or anyone talking about floods in Kerala. And then I realized something is happening around which is on account of the climate. And I did a course which was from the UNCC Learn.
Okay.
I found it interesting. It was the holidays, so I rolled it out to my staff, not expecting much of a response, but I was surprised. There was an appetite, and when I had come back from the holidays, all 300 plus teachers and staff have done the course. So I notified the UN and they certified us as the first school to have achieved this. More important than just the recognition by the UN, it is the fact that I want to make sure that every parent and every student changes their behavior. It's not someone else's responsibility. And even the smallest kid in the kindergarten can take actions which can save the planet.
Wonderful. That's really a great initiative that you are constantly after. So tell me, who have been the role models in your life?
That's a good question. I have role models which are both men and women. I don't think I'm inspired only by women. But I also believe that as I grew up, I saw my mother raising all of us, 3 children, in ways I think now that only she could have raised.
Yeah.
When I came here, I had the privilege of interacting very closely with Mr. Sunny Varki's mother, Madam Varki. She used to be seated in the school where I was the vice principal. And I used to have these conversations with her every day. And I think people like her, who worked in Dubai when it was not so vibrant, is the reason that we are all able to enjoy this. And today I am especially, enamored with the way Emirati women are coming out. Our latest Director General of KHDA, Her Excellency Aisha Miran, is a very inspirational leader. She's independent, she's passionate, she's so driven that I see a great future for this country when women like her are stepping up to the plate and really exerting an influence.
Great. Now tell me, what is the one thing you would like to tell the current generation, or if there are any aspiring women or men who want to kind of follow in your footsteps and be like you tomorrow?
I think at 65, I'm looking back and saying there shouldn't be women achievers. I wish you had interviewed me as achievers of the Middle East.
Yeah.
Today, when women are there in every single field and doing exceptionally well,
True.
Achievement is not about being a woman or a man, it's about doing things every day. And to do things every day, your starting points count. So you won't achieve until you actually do something. So you don't know how far you will go until you go.
True.
And I don't think anyone in any situation should let anything hold them back. There are various hills to climb. The climbing, that is the achievement. It is not the reaching the top, because there's very little place for so many people at the top.
To be at the top.
I would think that you've given me visibility with this.
Yeah.
That's what more women and men require. Achievement to be celebrated, achievement to be recognized, and achievement to be showcased so that other people can say, yes, I too am achieving.
Yeah. So Ms. Asha, tell me, how do you think the role of educators has changed in today's rapidly changing world?
Change is the only constant, and I think educators who are not prepared to change with the times are not doing a service. I was in Geneva very recently. I was there to attend an academic leadership suite. I was representing UAE and GEMS education, and I found that we are so far ahead in terms of innovation and AI. And when I listen to some of the instructors saying, we shouldn't have ChatGPT, it's difficult to teach children who copy and plagiarization. Technology is here to stay.
Yeah.
And I think I should be educating children for today and tomorrow and not for the past. And I think this city is one which actually resonates with me. It's vibrant, it's evolving, it's energetic, and Dubai has everything that the future-looking educator requires. So GEMS Education is fortunate to be placed in this hub where they can actually use the energy of the city, the vision of its leaders like His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, to propel the leaders and the teachers in this region.
Yeah, yeah. Well said. Tell me, what is the one thing you are grateful for today?
I wake up every morning with gratitude. The very fact that I have another day to live is something exceptional. But I'm most grateful for two things. One is this country, which is a very safe space for a woman to live and work in. But the other thing I'm grateful for is my health. And I think without health, we are not useful. We're not productive. So I train 4 times a week with my trainer. I lift weights.
Wow. Yeah, and I can totally tell how passionate you are about your work, and like you said that you want to keep doing this for as long as you can. So may you never retire, and we love your story, and we're very, very inspired by your journey. Thank you so much, Ms. Asha.
Thank you so much for having me.